The Business Report, brought to you by the Youth Entrepreneurship Scheme, a department of the Ministry of Youth and Community Empowerment, supporting young entrepreneurs from idea to enterprise.
In Business Tonight, we feature one of the clients of the Youth Entrepreneurship Scheme. As we hear in this report from Lisa Lord, she is a designer with a difference.
BU Designs is celebrating its 10th anniversary this year. But owner Kathy Ann Baird has been in the designing business for much longer, make that more than 20 years. How she started is a very familiar story.
I learned from my grandmother because she was a seamstress, so she taught me the basics of sewing. But I eventually went on to study at various institutions, such as the Vocational Training Board, then I did BCC certificate course, and I also did a course at the Samuel Jackman Prescott Polytechnic in the SJPI now in textile design.
She specializes in custom-made ladies' clothing as well as her own line of accessories.
Our accessories are really statement pieces, and the good thing about it is that we use recycled materials to make the jewelry. So we will use things like plastic bottles and fabric scraps, and then we pair them with stainless steel and make them into some beautiful pieces. And to me it's good because we're helping to save the environment.
This designer has a unique sense of style and promotes the idea of refashioning clothes. I'll let her explain.
So instead of the fast fashion that's so prominent now in the fashion industry, we try to encourage clients to, instead of, you have somewhere to go, you have things in your wall. When a lot of people come and say, well, I have so many things but I can never find anything to wear, you say, well, take a look at what you already have, and maybe it's something that you bought on sale and you didn't really like it anymore, or maybe something that you love but it doesn't fit. You can bring it and have it restyled into a whole new piece. And the thing about that that's really great is that it's a totally original piece, so nobody's going to have that.
Ms. Baird also encourages her clients to develop their own sense of style.
I like to tell people, especially with the name BU Designs, how that came about is because I was on the path of finding myself. So the name came to me in that process, and I try to encourage my clients to do the same. Find out what your personal style is, find out what works for you, find out what fits you well, what makes you feel good, and go with that, not necessarily what's trending.
The designer makes sure she delivers a quality product and is always on time.
If it is a case where I know I cannot handle something, if I will tell you straight, I can't do it in that time, I won't be able to do it, and have them find somebody else or recommend somebody else. If I know that I am behind, I will stay up to the wee hours of the morning to make sure it's finished, because I don't want to disappoint people. I know what that feels like, and I don't practice that in my business.
She says as a small business person, accessing capital hasn't been easy.
You want to expand, you want to go bigger, but getting funding for that can be a challenge. But I guess there are places out there you can do it, so it's just to work with them, because it takes a little while sometimes.
One thing she didn't have problems getting was assistance from Yes.
In terms of like accounting, finance, how to do your financials and put things in place to run the business effectively, Yes was very instrumental in helping me with that.
Ms. Baird has one part-time employee assisting in making you look your best. And if you want to check out more from BU Designs, you can check them out on Facebook and Instagram. Lisa Lord for the Business Report.
Do you have an idea for a business or have started a business? Are you between 18 and 30 years old? Then you need to contact Yes, the Youth Entrepreneurship Scheme. Yes is a dynamic network of services creatively packaged for you, the young entrepreneur. Yes offers critical, timely business solutions, specialized technical assistance in accounting, legal, and marketing, a practical entrepreneurial training program, and your own youth enterprise officer for one-on-one counseling and mentoring. Contact Yes today at 535-3835 and get your business moving. The Youth Entrepreneurship Scheme, Ministry of Youth and Community Empowerment.
The Small Business Association of Barbados is all set to host Small Business Week 2019, which will run from September 15th until the 21st. The theme of this year's week is small size, big thinking, changing the mindset for global engagement. The week of activities will include a State of the Sector conference with all stakeholders in the small, medium enterprise sector, the annual Enterprise in Action, Youth Symposium, and the annual General Meeting and Awards Ceremony.
On this week's edition of Water Wednesdays, we're talking about more improvements to the network to make sure that you get a much improved water supply. To tell me a bit about what is happening, we have Jamal Brathwaite. He is an engineer here at the BWA. Jamal, so there will be a number of repairs in effect at reservoirs and tanks. Tell me a bit about what is happening.
Yes, some of our steel tanks have come to the end of their life cycle, and as a result, we felt the need to change them. There are about 7 tanks that are going to be installed, and our 10 reservoirs that we are currently going to do some remedial work to.
Okay, where will you be starting first, and what areas around the country will see those improvements initially?
The first water tanks that we're going to install are going to be Lodge Hill and Boscobel.
Okay, so what exactly has to happen there, and what were you seeing before that would have affected how residents would have been getting water?
The tanks themselves are, as I say, coming to the end of their life cycle. There's some rusting, some of the stairs are, dismantling, and it's dangerous to use. And as a result, we're going to install the new tanks. There's going to be a significant amount of earthworks because obviously we need some solid ground to support the tanks. And then the new steel fiberglass tanks are going to be installed in the locations.
Okay, in the initial phase, as you effect these repairs, will there be any discomfort for residents, any low pressure or outages as a result as you try to get things right?
No, the intention is that we're going to have the tanks fully installed before commissioning and decommissioning the old ones.
Okay. Why is this necessary? Why must we go about this process of replacing these tanks? We know they have come to the end of their useful life. Why are these improvements so necessary for the Barbados Water Authority at this time?
Well, one major thing is safety. And then, of course, we're going to increase the storage capacity in each of the locations. So it's going to be that extra capacity in case the water goes down or a hurricane. We have the reservoirs there that can still supply the public.
Okay, these ones are more resilient when you're looking at the fact that we are living in the hurricane belt?
Yes, they're more resilient and they resist the salt air a lot better. So the steel lined with fiberglass on the outside, they fuse together. So it's going to last a lot longer and look a lot better on the outside.
Okay, well, that's very good news for you as we try to improve things here at the Barbados Water Authority, especially when you look at improvements to the network. That coupled with the fact that we are doing some work to improve the flow to those rural communities as well. What will we see? Will we see a more consistent supply there? We know we've been seeing some outages in recent time.
Yeah, the intention is that we're going to get more consistent and higher pressure flow to those rural areas. But with regards to the current network and the current system, there are a lot of issues we're having with the aquifers being low, low rainfall. There's almost drought conditions, and we're working around all of that to make sure that we get the best service and the best service for our customers.
Well, thank you so much, Jamal. Of course, we will continue to update you on what is happening here, right here on Water Wednesdays. To view this or a previous episode again, you can visit our website, www.barbadoswaterauthority.com. You can go to our Facebook page for additional information, or just type Water Wednesdays in YouTube. You know you can find us there.
It is the liquid of life. We